Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to downtown Nashville, Tennessee. It is on and popping on a Saturday evening here in Nashville. Our special guests today are Brian and Liz Fullerton.
Hey.
Hey.
Thank you guys for the time and space. We have so many fire episodes from Together in the Trades today. It's been absolutely incredible. This is the final finale of the Summer Road Tour. Thank you to Echo, Company Cam, Ballard Products for sponsoring this tour. And I've been out here podcasting all day, but earlier there was an eruption like you'd hear at the World Series or Super Bowl. And I'm like, what happened? And I found out someone got engaged. So tell us the story.
Do you want to share it really quick?
Sure. So, months ago, a gentleman reached out to Brittany and I to ask if it would be okay if he could propose at Together in the Trades. And to be honest, we were like, yeah, okay, cool. And then completely forgot about it. Because there's a lot to plan. A lot goes into these events. There's a lot of details.
A lot of details.
So we get here this morning and he's very nervous. He comes up to us and he's like just sweating. And I mean, it's hot here, but it's like a different kind of sweat. Like you're, the nervous kind of like you could tell. We're like, oh gosh, what's wrong? And he's like, yeah, so the proposal. And we're like, oh, the proposal. So we quickly put together a plan, involved Brian because he's really good at like soft shoeing and kind of doing that. And we had a couple come up, the Jennings, their podcast is called
Growing Greens. Yeah.
Okay.
Jeremiah and Savannah.
They came up because they came Together in the Trades last year. And so we're like, let's bring up a couple who is married, who came last year. Give us a thought that you got out of last year that you've carried into this year.
And that wasn't in the blueprint as of last night.
That was.
Oh, that was.
So we're like, we can add to it by then. Okay, well, that's cool. We heard from a couple that, is returning guests. Let's hear from somebody who is a first time guest. And also, do we have anybody in the room who isn't married yet, who's maybe here doing like prep work in preparation to get married? We do have a lot of couples, here doing that, which is really cool. Mm-hmm. And so it made it easy then to like a reason to get her and him on stage together. And so you were asking her a couple questions about like what was, something that already that you got from this morning session as like an engaged couple or as a, unmarried couple, like what is this doing for your relationship? And you like debonair was you like brought her up to the stage, like on the front of the stage. So he was standing behind her. Yeah. You just set it up really well. Tell them how you set it up.
Yeah. I mean, first off, I was honored and blessed to be like part of that. But at the same point, level 10 nervous right off the bat, right? I was like, because Liz and Brittany came and roped me into it because I didn't know. And because I'm not the detail-oriented guy over here. So they're like, hey, there's a proposal that you need to host up on stage really quick. I'm like, what? Like, I have to go help these guys. He's going to propose and do the deal. I'm like, so my level of nervousness, because we were speaking actually like after that.
Huge life moment,
yeah,
right?
After Jeremiah and Savannah, as a quick plug, we were speaking. So I was already kind of getting nervous, to speak, and so like the blood's pumping. I'm like, okay. And then they asked us to help this guy propose. And so now I'm like, way different type of nervous. Like, I don't want to mess this dude's moment up with him and his girl. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like, the nervousness for the speech went right out the window, and now it was like level 5 nervousness of a different style. Because I'm like, dude, I remember like when I proposed to my girl, like I want to make this.
Where did you propose?
That is a story for another time.
I think that's a long story for another podcast, Paul. Because it was a fun moment and a debacle all at the same time, which is our life story. There's fun things and crazy things, and it always never seems to work out how you plan it, right, babe? But any which way, the long story short was, I forget what a question I asked somebody. I said, like, life is all about asking questions and communicating, right? And the girl was a little bit more front of the stage, and she said, yeah, absolutely. And I said, I think his name was Sam.
Sam, yeah, that's what they've been telling me.
Sam, I think his business like I Am Sam Landscaping or Lawn Care. I probably butchered it. I apologize. Super cool dude. But I said, Sam, is there it's all about asking the right questions and communicating in marriage, right? And he's obviously like 2 steps back and to the right of her. And I said, Mary, I forget her name, Mary something. I said, I think Sam has a question that he needs to ask you about relationships and working together. And so like he literally like, dude, got it on cue, like. Had the ring ready.
Down on one knee.
Dropped the knee.
It was beautiful.
I have no idea what he said because I was already crying.
Yeah, we took the podium off the stage because we have a photographer here as well. Yeah. So we set up the shot and everything. So we actually have really good photos of the proposal like for them to like have forever, which I think is so cool. Yep. It's on video. It couldn't have gone smoother.
So funny story. It was awesome. The everybody erupted and was high-fiving and congratulated the guy, and it was really, really cool. Very, very special moment in my opinion. And I'm just like that's what I'm saying. Like excited and blessed to even be a part of something like that. Because I was like, dude, Fullerton, do not mess this up. Like you cannot mess this one up.
It was just such a sweet idea too, though. Because like this, when you're bringing somebody here that you're not married to, you're just in a relationship. This is kind of a commitment to say like we are together in the trades, like we are together in business. It's almost like getting married is being together in business.
Yeah, I mean, if you propose at a marriage conference, I'm pretty sure you can never get divorced.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
it's a big deal. I thought it was very sweet.
Funny story. Quick little funny story was before. When the Jeremiah and Savannah were up there, I was to the opposite side of the room where this young guy and his girlfriend were sitting. Mm-hmm. And so, Paul, I'm watching his leg, and his leg is just boom, 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 because he's about to go up after them for this whole spiel, right? And do the deal.
You'd be nervous if you weren't even going to propose.
I was nervous. I'm not even on the stage.
Yeah, I'm filming him. I got the clip. I still got to send him, but his leg is literally moving up and down 6 inches. Like he's like boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, bro, I remember that. Like I remember that like a decade ago, and I'm like. Holy cow, like this is about to do it. And then I'm thinking, Fullerton, don't mess this up. Make it special for this dude. Like bump set spike, And it was just so cool to see him drop to the knee. Like it worked perfect. And he was so excited. He was sweating bullets. Yeah. He was sweating bullets at lunch break. And he's like, and I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome. So
it was very sweet.
Good for him, man. Yeah. And I wish them, just obviously happy engagement.
I can't wait to
marriage.
honestly congratulate them. We've been pulled in so many different directions, putting the event together that we haven't even got to like, I want to see the ring. Like, let me give you a hug.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So shout out to that young man. I think his name was Sam. I forget his business name, but it's like Sam I Am Sam Landscaping. I think that's Dr. Seuss, but anyway, something like that.
What's your other takeaways? The event's been incredible. Whoever chose Nashville knocked it out of the park. This place is great. This venue's great. What's the quick recap?
We wanted to pick a place that was easy, kind of more central for people to get to, because last year we were in Waco, Texas, which is a drive from Dallas, so it was a little bit more difficult. And definitely hotter than
it's
what we're used to.
97 degrees. Real feels like 100's out right now on this weekend.
But Nashville is just such a lively city. There's something for everyone here that, we really want. Yes, the conference is important, but, Friday we took and we did all of the couples did a scavenger hunt together. Is kind of like a mixer, but like a team building kind of an exercise between the couples. And couples went out dancing last night.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You didn't see the stories? The
no.
Suttons. I'll show you.
Did they really?
Yeah.
I haven't even been on his social.
It's so cute.
We've been just setting up balloons and banners and making sure everything goes off without a hitch,
Yeah. I'm excited to see where we're going to take it next year. We actually have questionnaires on the table asking people like who they want to see speak, where they'd like to see us go next, because we really have enjoyed traveling around. With Launchpreneur Academy, it's such a big event. We have almost 400 people coming. Those logistics are a lot harder to manage, so keeping it in the same area for us just makes sense. But something like this, it's, a vacation almost. We want you guys to get out of like your normal zone, go somewhere fun with your spouse, and just,
have a retreat, turn
the phone off, concentrate on you guys. So it's more of like an adventure together.
Absolutely. It's been a great time, Paul. There's so much stuff to cover. I'm sure we're going to go into it more, but I think we need to hear from a little bit more from today's show sponsors and announcement. I'm setting you up. Here you go. Are you doing it?
Yeah, he'll play the commercial.
I listen to Paul's show every day, and I'm always like, I'm trying to get better at my transitions too. If you guys have never done a podcast,
you're supposed to tease. You're supposed to say something. So, in radio, they could, if they say, okay, we're going to go to commercial, they play like 8 commercials on Radio Stack.
Okay.
But you just turn the dial.
Okay.
So that's why you have to say something. So they're like, I probably shouldn't turn the dial.
Do you practice your transitions? Like,
No.
No, you're not orating like in front of a mirror trying to figure this out? Or?
No, every now and again, Mr. Producer will politely give me some criticism.
Well, here's what I'll say. The secret to one of the missing ingredients of a successful marriage was Jeff Joyner's talk, and that was really, really good. So if you guys are enjoying this podcast and you want to hear one of the missing ingredients of this podcast show, which is the missing ingredient from Jeff's talk, I'll give that to you right after this word from our show announcement.
Starts with a P.
Starts with a P? Sounds like great. I can't wait to hear what it is.
We'll be right back. And don't forget promo code MOTIVATE, MOW. There was an episode one morning. MOD. I woke up one morning at like 5:30, and Mr. Producer texts me early. He's like, listen to Fullerton Unfiltered as soon as you can. And I'm listening, and they're like laying in bed. There's like noises in the house, and it was like 45 minutes of just
roasting each other.
Yeah, that was pretty much our talk summed up too.
that was the Thanksgiving
together
talk.
In the trades.
Yeah, that was the Thanksgiving episode we did.
Something about a dog in a movie.
The John Wick.
The John Wick episode.
It was funny.
It was a very funny episode. It was literally.
We were on zero sleep. That's when Emmy stopped sleeping. She just didn't.
Be a little bit quieter. We're getting the. from the Brittany Auman.
Oh, too excited.
She's the
That's
noise.
my second
the noise
Brittany
police.
Auman death stare of the day.
She's a killer. No, the event's been really, really fun, man. It's been great having so many people here. Just to go full circle, Jeff's been great. Brad and Tam, you're speaking now. We're gonna hop back in there in a quick second. We heard everybody shared. Kayla and Brittany Auman, they always do a great job. They always throw themselves under the bus. They're so humble, but they have such great content. Such a great message all the time. They're growing individually. They're growing as a couple. They're just great people to get around. I feel better every time I get around them. And
We are really lucky to be able to put on an event like this with people like Caleb and Brittany.
Yeah.
You couldn't do this with just anybody. The chemistry has to be right between the couples putting stuff together. Just like your
It's a business.
coworkers.
It's a
business.
partnership.
It really is. And there's so much effort that goes into it. And they're building a shop this year. They've got 3 kids. Like, they have more than we have going on right now. And for them, we're just very lucky to be in partnership with them and friends.
yeah, and the one thing I like about the summer and then even the fall as we go into Equip is the events, right? You have Together in the Trades. If you want to, participate, awesome. Love to have you. If you want to go to Equip Expo, right, down in Louisville, Kentucky, awesome. We'd love to have you. That's a trade show, not like an individual event. Launchpreneur Academy is an event that Liz and I host in November. We'd love to have you. I mean, these events are so fun because you get away from the business, you get away from the family, you get around like-minded people. It's a great retreat. It's a fun time. I mean, we literally have the love and marriage game we played in here was literally ridiculous. Like,
None of it can be repeated on a podcast.
I don't know
so
if we
nobody's ever
can.
going to hear it.
We'll give Paul the file for him.
Just for you to watch. You can't share.
But I don't think we can put that on a podcast or video and release that because it's the unfiltered stuff. That's why you come to the live event, right? Because not everything that gets said here can go out.
Well, one thing we can share. What is the P word that most marriages are missing? That sounds like terrible.
Purpose?
Yes.
That's right.
Really?
Yes.
That was
Good job.
A common purpose.
A common purpose.
That was actually really good.
Yep.
A common
Thank you.
purpose.
Jeff Joyner and Kathy, his wife, have a mission statement, a purpose mission statement for their family that they believe. And it's like living in victory for the benefit of...
That was great. Yeah. Absolutely. But then he's like, don't take this, make your own. But
yeah, he told us not to copy it, so I didn't imprint it in my brain.
Smart. But yeah, so how's things going with the road tour, man? I've been listening to all the shows. You had Ben Naaman. I listen to the show every day. I mean, if not, most of the days I'm on the mower, I'm listening to the show. If not, I get a day or two out of the field and I'm doing office stuff or YouTube crap. And then I'm always back in the field helping the guys out or finish strong or we got a mulch job. There's always work to do, of course, as you know. But I always catch up on the podcast, catch up on the show. So how's things going with the tour?
It was phenomenal. We went to Jason Creole's, and he's so sweet. And I got a bunch of content for IG Reels and TikTok that are hilarious.
Cool.
So that was a lot of fun. Jeremiah was out of town, so I stayed at his house.
Okay.
Jeremiah and Savannah
nice.
stayed in there. They have a really nice house. Interviewed at the Baltazars.
Yeah.
They're all uncles, cousins.
Yeah, we call them the family.
Yep.
Yeah, and they really are.
Yeah.
All related. They have a good company.
What's his name?
They're great.
Eli is the owner, and then there's one guy's name's Baltazar, and Moses, and Big Juan, and John, and there's like 8 of them.
Yeah,
they're great.
We love them.
His dad or grandpa was a politician in that
In
town.
Guatemala.
Yeah.
Guatemala. He was a huge, very successful politician, loved by everybody. His funeral I saw on Facebook had hundreds, if not thousands, of people there.
Yeah,
And I
it
asked
was
the one of the Balthazar guys. I said, "What did your dad do?" And he's like, "He was a politician. He was loved by the locals. Amazing guy. Person of character, integrity." And I was like, "I don't know, what the dude did, obviously, but I was like." That guy was a winner. That guy was somebody who made an impact.
Yeah, and that episode was about the American dream because that man you're talking about came here in 1980 something.
Or 80.
Yeah, whatever. A long time ago. Came to America.
Didn't he end up going back, right? I think
he did. That's
right.
And but Eli was born in Florida and became legals. All that.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
understand all that world, but he built a business then in Alabama.
Yeah.
All because of his dad's risk and sacrifice, and we take it for granted.
Right.
What a legacy!
and
you can see it. His finger. I've never met his father, but you can see his fingerprints all over those people.
And the way they treat their lawn care business, the proud,
Oh yeah, you
it's
can
different
tell.
than when you grow up and you just take it for granted.
Yeah.
Right. And he was crushing it too, the HOAs and the complexes. I was listening to the episode before we came on down here. I was probably listening to it on the airplane. Those guys are awesome. Who else did you have on the tour?
So then I went to It's His Turf, Blake Hawthorne and Kevin Hansen.
Yep.
Last time I was there.
Kevin Frost.
Yeah, Kevin Frost was about to quit YouTube in fall of 2020.
Yeah, you said Hansen, my bad. Sorry. You said
Pardon
that's
me.
Juggernaut. Yeah. It's been a tour.
Yeah, it's been a tour. But Kevin Frost, and October of 2020, Naylor and I went to his house, and he's like, "Hey guys, I don't know if you want to interview me. I'm quitting." You know,
Okay.
he's like, "I'm done with lawn care. I'm selling that machine." And he sold a bunch of his stuff, and he's like, "I'm going into real estate." And now I'm going through YouTube one day, and next thing I see, Fall River, 200,000 views. He's out there cutting that tall grass.
Is that what they're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so he's back at it, and him and It's His Turf. It's His Turf has a huge company, but on the side, like 1 or 2 days a week, they're chasing that tall grass. So we talked about that, and they talked about all the hate they're getting in the community, and it was. I didn't think the show was going to go where it went. I was like nervous. I was like, I'm not going to bring it up, and then they've been getting a lot of haters hating on them.
Okay.
It was a very interesting episode, totally transparent, and it'll pump you up.
Interesting. I saw Blake at Expo. Well, now it's Equip, right?
Yeah.
Expo 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
And they got a beautiful family.
They really do.
Yeah,
I
their
think
kids
their
are
youngest was like
2.
new.
Yeah, like new. He's a freshie.
Yeah.
Little blonde hair boy. They got a beautiful family. Like they look like they're off a postcard. You know what I mean? Like out of Hallmark.
Yeah, and they had 3 boats there. They're into boating, so
Cool.
all that was fun. Then I went to Eric Hill. I don't know if you've interviewed him on your show yet. Fayark, 21-year-old kid, 1.4 million.
So we've been on the road since like Thursday.
Okay.
So I haven't heard anything the last couple of days.
But you should get him on the Fullerton Unfiltered. The kids, he grew up on a farm. He took me to the family farm.
What's his name?
Eric Hill.
Eric Hill.
So he grew up on a gigantic farm with cows and all kind of animals.
Okay.
And I'm like, I'm so not from the farm. So, hey, what's that? And it's a cow.
Okay.
He could have just said cow, but he's like naming the kinds.
Okay.
And I realized like I just got to shut up.
Wow.
Because he's like, oh, that's this. He's like naming the type of cow. But I was
Okay.
like, is that a cow or horse? I don't know.
I don't know. I couldn't even tell you. I could look under the hood, but that's about it.
But
I
anyway,
think that's a bull, though, right?
he does 1.4 million a year, and it was really fun
That's
hanging
awesome.
out with him for a couple of days. I took a bunch of
21?
footage.
21
years old.
Wow, that's awesome.
Wow.
He's a net worth millionaire.
Cool.
Like his net worth is $1 million, and his business does 1.4 million a year, and
He's just killing it.
came out of the womb with a work ethic. He's like, F college, I'm gonna go work and make money, and like,
Cool.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, he's the finance professor at school probably isn't a millionaire, and a 21-year-old kid's
Yep.
a million. It's a really really cool story, and I'm not against education.
Right.
We had Daniel Barnum on here earlier.
Yeah.
He's educated and successful going that route. So
Sure.
email me.
He was great.
And I'll delete it. From there, we went to the lawn tools. They built a lawn golf course in their backyard.
Okay.
And then I came here and got like 10 or something awesome episodes today. Jeff Joyner.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
What's been the consensus from those guys? How's the event? Like, give me some feedback, honest feedback. What are they saying?
We haven't heard any feedback. We've been so busy.
I've been in the room and I'm like introducing everybody and shuttling around and it's like we go to our own event. I want to hear about the event. I'm literally taking notes. I've got 7, 8, 9 different line items of notes. I'm like, I got to fix this. I got to fix this.
Yeah, everybody's having a great time.
Okay.
I think everyone keeps saying the much needed getaway. I think just
Good.
coming to Nashville alone is fun.
Yep.
And then this is just like icing on the cake. You guys did a phenomenal job as always. I've
Thanks.
5 for 5. I was at the very first Entrepreneur Academy.
Yeah.
And then obviously the second one and then the third one. I've been at both together in the trades. Every event you guys have put on, I've been here. And, I can't say enough.
Thank you.
Because you guys care about, I don't like raggedy.
Yeah.
You guys do everything. Even this venue, you can't get a nicer venue. This place it looks
It's
brand
legit.
new.
It's Music City Center in downtown Nashville.
It's
We've
across
been-
the street from the Country Music Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's nice.
Well, if I can plug the sponsors for not only your road tour to bring this content, which and Caleb jokes like sometimes on the podcast that they're a necessary evil. But I was joking. I said, and it's true because like we don't want to hear ads and all this stuff. I mean, I got YouTube and I haven't paid the $4.99 a month or whatever it is to get the what is it called,
The
YouTube
Skip
Red.
ad,
Yeah.
YouTube Premium.
Yeah, so I still watch the ads and hit skip and
Skip ad.
Yeah, and I'm just cheap
You
like
get
that.
stuck on the one that doesn't skip.
Yeah, the 15-second non-skippable. I still have the Pandora. And after like 12 songs, it's like, it's like some State Farm commercial or whatever. And so like ads, they're tough. Like, do we want to have an ad-free show or an ad-free YouTube channel? Of course. But you also have to fund the hobby, right? Things cost money, the gas money. You guys have all heard it 100 times. So that being said, I'm really, really thankful for the sponsors that together in the trades. It was Vermeer, Toro, and Synced Up. And actually, we had Weston Zimmerman, one of the co-founders of Synced Up here. Did you
Here
get him on
with
the
us,
show?
He's been on the show at Launchpreneur Academy.
Okay.
I didn't know who this guy was. He kept popping up.
Right.
We
I didn't
didn't
know.
either.
And he's like, hey, you want to interview? He's real nice, but he's so persistent
Yes.
all day.
Yes.
And you know how it is. You
don't know.
politely, you're like, yeah, you know, and then he comes back. You ready? You know, all day long. So finally at the end, I don't have a clue who he is.
I didn't either.
We didn't either.
And I was like, all right, you know, hop on. And then I found out who he was. And he's talking about knowing your numbers. And like, he's like, oh man.
Yeah.
He's sharp guy.
Well, I saw, you know,
Sharp
Josh,
guy.
you know Josh Sutton?
Do I know Josh Sutton?
Yeah, no, I mean, but you know,
like,
I don't know, Josh and Julie. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I know Josh Sutton.
Yeah,
Josh Sutton actually gave me $500 when I was on my road tour.
Okay.
He walked up to me. He came to Blake Albertson's house.
Yeah.
And I didn't know who he was.
Okay.
And he walked up to me and said, "Hey, here you go. I listened to your show." And he gave me an envelope. And then Naylor, we got back to the hotel. It's 3 a.m. Don't ask. Me and Naylor, don't ask.
I'm not
Don't
gonna
ask.
That's kind of weird.
Don't ask,
don't
don't
ask.
tell.
Get some McDonald's in the hood.
Don't
No.
ask.
Get some
Naylor
McDonald's in
said,
the
"Hey,
hood.
what's in that guy's envelope? I forgot all about it." It's like, "Oh yeah," and I'm scrambling to find it, and I open up as a check. Joshua Sutton, $500.
Wow.
So I was like, "Who is Joshua Sutton?" He just said, "Hey, I listened to your show. Thanks for the content," and gave me $500.
Wow.
Well, I'm building a house, Josh. If you want to send a check to me too.
Really
But yeah, I know Josh Sutton.
Josh is awesome. I don't even know where I'm going.
Synced up.
So it was synced up.
up.
Yeah, they have a whole table over there, a bunch of hardscapers. There's another guy. Who's Caleb's other friend, Sellers or I forget the guy's name. He's right next to him. They're really, really cool dudes. They're all hardscapers, but they're all synced up. So they got like a little synced up posse over there, you know. And Weston is at their table, and you know, go ahead.
When we told him about the event, it was like 3 weeks.
Scheller, outdoor living.
Bless you.
Keep talking. Dude, we don't hit the pause button on this show.
No,
you know
we
what I'm
don't.
saying?
When we approached him about sponsoring this event, it wasn't like months out. It was a matter of weeks, and he heard the like heart behind the event and was like, "Sign me up. What do you need from me?" And he's here with his wife. They both came very excited about it. Those are the companies that we find like you're saying, you don't want it to be a necessary evil. You want it to be a necessary good. And these companies put their money where their mouth is because they believe in this community. And that's just really special. I mean, even Vermeer, they share our same values and our same principles. They're
That's
an
really
amazing company.
Can I plug something for Vermeer? Would you mind?
Plug away,
Well,
Brian.
I think this would be a fun. It's an event that Vermeer's doing that I told him I'd love to come on out to.
Do with, like, it's not our event.
I got no incentive with this, but Vermeer has an event. I think it's like July. It was 12th and 13th or 13th and 14th. Don't quote me. It was like a Wednesday, Thursday deal, something like that. But it's the second week of July. Vermeer, I don't know if it's like some kind of new launch of a plant or like their 100 years in history, 100 years in business or whatever it is. They have a big thing going on in July. I was talking to Trevor, the gentleman that's here from Vermeer, and we were just talking details. I'm like, dude, get me over there. Let's come on over. I'll shoot a bunch of video, whatever I can do to help people. Because, there's people listening to the show. They're into tree pruning and felling trees and, landscaping and stump grinding. A lot of stuff that I don't personally do. And I'm cognizant of that. Vermeer is the company for those products. They make outstanding products. Trevor was like, we're the biggest company in the green industry that you never heard of, right? They do $1 billion, and they're family owned. They're privately owned.
Fourth generation.
Fourth generation is
Do you
in
know how rare that is?
Iowa. It's not Des Moines, but
it starts with a P.
okay. It's like 30 or 40 minutes
I
outside
saw him
of
in the bathroom today, and I said, "Hey, Trevor," I said, "I think you're up in about 10 minutes."
Yeah.
He said,
He
"Oh, man."
came running in the door. We're like, "You're on stage."
No, so you don't talk in the men's bathroom,
Yeah, it's
supposedly.
just-
So I'm in
That's
there.
like the opposite of the women's bathroom. We're like,
So I'm in there, okay, and I hear someone say, "Hey, Brian," and I walk over, and I'm thinking he's talking to me. He thinks I'm Brian.
Okay,
so,
yeah.
so I just went with it. I was like, he thought
He's like,
I
who do I
was,
give the check to?
he's like, "Hey, Brian," and then I was like, "Hey, man, I think you're on stage in like 10 minutes." He said, "Oh, okay, thanks." He jets off there.
Oh,
but
so he didn't even know?
He called me Brian.
that's
so.
funny.
Hey, whatever.
I took it. It's a
bro,
compliment.
Send it, bro. But if you guys are, I don't know where it's at in Iowa. It's 30, 40 minutes from the airport. It's somewhere like just outside of Des Moines, 30, 40 minutes. But it's huge. It's like an open invite, from what I understand. Gosh, I hope it's an open invite, but I'm pretty sure it's an open invite. But I was like, you know what? If I can go over there, film some stump grinders and wood chippers, and I don't even know. Like I said, I don't really participate in that space. But if you guys are in, 2, 4, 6 hours, and you guys want to take the crew or take you and go check that out, I just want to give a +1 here for Vermeer because they're great. They actually sponsored Together in the Trades. This is their second year.
Yep, they're a returning sponsor. Same thing with Toro.
And same thing with Toro. And I know Toro does a lot with your show. They're just, it's one of those things like these companies are investing back into the community for you guys to listen to this content, keep you motivated, keep you entertained. Of course, learn some things, some how-to, some escapism, maybe when you're on the mower, 6, 8, 10, 12 hours a day. You know, I mean, like I said, I listen to the podcast every day. And you know what? To be totally honest with you, like 2, 3, 4, 5 different shows all drop per day or per week from a lot of the different shows. And you know what? We still need more. We need more content. I mean, most of this stuff I can rip through by, you know, late morning, go get breakfast or lunch at 11, 12 o'clock with the guys. And then I go to, you know, political podcast or other business podcasts in the afternoon. But shout out to you and the Kid Contractor podcast and everything that you guys are doing, man. I'm honored to be running with some of the greats. You know what I mean?
Cool. Thanks again, Brian and Liz, Caleb and Brittany, for giving me this opportunity to set my camera up once and get 10 to 12 fire episodes. I appreciate it a lot.
No, thank you, Paul, for coming. Like you said, you've been to every single one of our
5 for
events.
5.
Like the coverage that you provide for us, like we don't take you for granted. And you always start off our shows with, my brain is fried.
Introducing and thanking
our
you guys,
events.
acknowledge.
No,
I
like,
see what you mean.
We always have Paul on stage. He does the prayer and the pledge, and we couldn't think of a better person to kick off our event. Like we just want to say thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
right
you,
back
guys.
at you. Yeah, if there's anything we can do for you or anybody that supports with, like you said, the codes with Ballard's, I think sponsoring the summer tour. That's awesome. Who else is on the tour? Company Cam.
Echo and Company Cam.
Yeah, you know, next blower, if your blower takes a crap and you want to go pick up another blower, get a 9010. You know,
for sure.
rock and roll, and you know, do what makes the most sense for your business. Of course, is the answer. But Echo makes great products. We run nothing but 2620 trimmers and their edgers, so they're making great product. And shout out to those folks back at where they at in Illinois again? They're
Lake Zurich.
Lake Zurich, Illinois.
Illinois. Toros in Minnesota.
Is that where they're at?
Yes, sir.
Did you hit the red record button there?
No, I didn't. I interviewed the CEO's
No, not
son.
today, but not right now. Just now. You looked at the board.
Oh, we're rolling right now. But when when I was in Toro, I actually told Payjack, it's like, I'll pay you if you'll come and just film and make sure I don't screw anything up.
Yeah.
I sit him down in the hotel the night before too, Brian. I'm like, it was kind of awkward because me and John have been friends for so long. I was like, hey, it's kind of important for my career. Just, you know, make sure you hit record. Like, we literally have this conversation the night before. So I interview as the CEO's son. And it was COVID, so the whole plant, there wasn't a car in the parking lot. They opened Toro just for me.
Wow.
Like literally, there's 4 cars in the parking lot.
VIP.
Yeah, we get done, and I look down here, and it's all
Zero,
zeros.
zero,
This
zero,
is green.
zero.
And my heart sunk. And I looked at Payjack, and Payjack looked, and his face turned ghost white.
Yeah.
And I never said anything
And that's
to him.
tough because he's got big dome, big Polish dude. You know what I mean? And to see that face go
And so I was like,
ghost white.
I said, I forgot to hit record. You mind if we run this back? And you know how someone's like, F you. Like, they're like, doesn't they? But their face is saying one thing, but it's like, oh, no problem, you know?
Yeah.
It's totally fine.
Like, you're a professional, right? You're like, sure, you know. That's all good. Well,
All right.
we're out of here. Thank you for the time.
All right, see you guys.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.